What's up everybody, Steve here with Geek Boulevard. It is time for another edition of my weekly movie reviews. This week I got to check out DreamWorks' latest film, The Wild Robot, and I'm delighted to be sitting here sharing my final thoughts on the film with all of you guys. The Wild Robot is directed by Chris Sanders, who is no stranger to animation, being a co-director on Lilo & Stitch, as well as playing the voice of said character. The film is rated PG with a runtime of 1 hour and 42 minutes. Shipwrecked on a deserted island, a robot named Roz must learn to adapt to its new surroundings. Building relationships with the native animals, Roz soon develops a parental bond with an orphan gosling. Now let me just start off by saying that the animation that's on display for this film is just strikingly gorgeous in so many ways, and the colors and the lighting, the contrast, just the vibrancy of it all. I just think that DreamWorks just crushed it. And I really enjoyed the cast as Lupita Nyong'o. She's so likable as this naive robot who's just looking to assist someone. That's her programming, that's her mission, her objective. She just wants to help out, and that need to assist leads her to raise this gosling who is, essentially a runt, and sees her as his mother. And throughout the film, that parental bond that she starts to develop for this gosling, who she names Bright Bill, grows even stronger as she tries to teach him to eat, swim, and fly before fall, as migration season is fast approaching. And if he doesn't fly with the others, he could die. And death is kind of a running joke in this movie. It's kind of dark at times in terms of the jokes. They joke about getting eaten quite a lot, and I'm like, wow, there's actually kind of dark humor in this. But also there's that really tough choice that Roz faces as a surrogate mother, that all parents face really, when it comes time to let your children go out into the world, forge their own path, just be independent, with the hope that the lessons you taught them stick with them forever. Pedro Pascal is in the film as the fox Fink, and I enjoyed him as well. He was funny at times when he needed to be, and he at first is only out for himself. He's very selfish, and he's a fox, so he's gonna steal things, eat things that don't really belong to him. And he even tries to eat Bright Bill a few times when he's still like a little baby gosling. But upon meeting Roz, he has this sense of obligation to kind of show her the ropes on what it's like to live in the wilderness, as well as help Roz to show Bright Bill how to fly. And they all basically become a family in the process. And speaking of flying, there's like a whole montage of them trying to teach Bright Bill how to fly, and for like long periods, because if he wants to survive the migration, he'll need to fly for miles upon miles, basically from sun up to sundown, without touching the ground as well. That was honestly the best part in the film, I think, in terms of like the music that was used, the animation, the cinematography that was on display there. I just really loved that whole sequence. And you could see how like they're putting rocks on his wings to strengthen his wings up, because he wants to survive. He wants to be a part of all the other geese that are going to be in this migration, because they all consider him to be a bit of an outcast. He's very weird, and he kind of picked up a lot of his mannerisms from Roz acting like a robot, so he like makes robot sounds when he was like introducing himself to other geese, so I thought that was funny. You see the strength and the courage that he starts to develop in that montage sequence, so I thought that was really well done. Now, this film is very heavy in terms of its messaging. I was definitely holding back tears a couple of times. I think there's plenty of people that will take a lot of different things from this, and I love that about it. There's a deep message about family first and foremost, in that you don't necessarily have to be born into your family to have a family. Sometimes you fall into one depending on the circumstances, and they basically become your family that way. There's also a message of never being ashamed of the qualities that you were born with. What makes you different is what makes you who you are. Don't be the next them, be the first you. And once you do that, you can take on the world and carve your own path in life. It was amazing seeing Bright Bill's and Roz's journeys into who they would become by the end, which was a loving mother and a loving son. And it's a very human story that just happens to have a robot and a bunch of animals. Like I said, I was holding back tears quite a bit multiple times because of, you know, the way that those messages were conveyed and how deep and strong they are in their execution. They just brought a lot of emotions out of me. They're just so strong in their execution. And even when the action heavy moments, which were great, come in closer towards the end, those messages are never lost whatsoever. It's just sprinkled all throughout the film, and I was just so blown away by that. I think that this film has so much for both adults and kids to appreciate, and I know for a fact that as the years go by, this film is going to age like fine wine. People will look back on it fondly and enjoy it even more in the future. They might even get some more messaging from it that they didn't get before. I don't have any negatives to say about this one. I'm giving The Wild Robot a score of 5 out of 5. Its animation will no doubt make this film a contender for Best Animated Film at the Oscars with its vibrant imagery, stellar voice acting from Nyong'o and Pascal, but even more importantly, in its loving and human story about what family really means, and also embracing the qualities that make you you. I have to know what you guys thought of The Wild Robot though. Have you seen it yet? Did you enjoy it? Will it be nominated or win Best Animated Film? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel, and tick that notification bell so you can always be notified when my next review or reaction drops. Thank you for watching, guys, and until next time, keep it classy and keep it geeky.
You are ordered to return home.
I am already home, and I am a wild robot.